One of the biggest problems in African society is the expectation of a man being fully set for life before marriage. With the economic situation of things and the odd shift in economic dynamics, this is becoming more and more difficult to achieve. Therefore, many young couples have to jump into marriage without all the financial boxes being ticked from the get-go. Mo and Laolu are a young, happily married couple who have their lives ahead of them. Mo works as a top executive in her mother's branding agency, while Laolu is a brilliant horticulturist with a thing for the techie part of that industry and is working on an app to help maintain plants without having to physically monitor them. He does not have a regular job, but focuses all his time on tending to his plants and trying to get funding for his startup. They are both content with the roles they play at home, with Mo making the money and he tending to things and taking care of his wife before his big break comes, and he can take over the financial responsibilities of the home. Their happiness is usually truncated by the villain, who happens to be Mo's mother. She is so hung up on the class card, always picking on her daughter's husband and making him feel like he's not a complete man. He is extremely patient, and because of his love for his wife, takes all the insults in his stride. There are times she introduces him as her daughter's errand boy to acquaintances, and even tells him he's broke and is a gold digger, and tells him to his face that she doesn't know why her daughter has to marry someone with lower societal standing than them. She even gets a popular jeweler to make befitting wedding rings for them to replace the cheap ones he gets for their wedding. In this new one she gives her daughter, she has the surname as the maiden name of the bride instead of the surname of the groom. Some nasty stuff. She knows he has tried to get his startup running, but is held back by financial constraints. When Mo is in an accident and Laolu gets to the hospital, he is told he is not her next of kin, but her mother is. When she is discharged and they get home and he begins taking care of her, her mother picks on a small mistake and goes off on him as usual. Then the unthinkable happens and he goes nuclear on her, making her know that he has refrained from speaking all the while because he doesn't want to hurt his wife by disrespecting her mother, but that enough is enough. He keeps pounding her like Mike Tyson pounds on his opponents, and when he is done, he does a mic drop and steps out. Mo's mother is horrified that he can even speak back at her at all, and is so terrified at his show of manliness for the first time ever. She cowers in fear as he walks away. Instead of Mo supporting her husband, however, she goes on to berate him, telling him he should apologize to her mother. He thinks she is quite ill and has gone mad. He leaves the house the next morning and goes to stay with his business partner and friend. Mo is shattered and begins to get paranoid as she realizes her husband and not the house help has been doing most of the house chores and repairs. She realizes she has not appreciated him enough and begins to go into a deep depression. Her mother makes matters worse by telling her Laolu could be on an island having a good life by now. In paranoia, she gets a private investigator to monitor her husband to see what he's up to, wondering if his not calling her means he has found another woman. She can't stand the thought of him with another woman. When the result of the private investigation comes in, Mo realizes her husband has not been seeing another woman and pushes away any woman that comes close to him. She is encouraged by the fact that he hasn't been seeing anyone else. When her mother comes to tell her to forget about Laolu, that seems to be the last straw that breaks the camel's back. It is her turn to go nuclear on her mother, and she does so brutally. The mother then goes back through memory lane, and the audience now understands why she is so bitchy and has no respect for her daughter's husband. She goes back and apologizes to her daughter, who wonders why her mother has not told her that part of her life story all this while. She finds a way to locate where her husband is putting up. To watch the full movie, click the link in the description box below. Also click the subscribe button to get more movie recaps of African movies like this. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.